Oh no, what time is it for you?
like 4 a.m.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's like the world.
Alright, well, let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, I'd see that.
So, it seems like you play a lot of Twitch.
Yeah, it's like I would say one trip only, but it's like a chat on base and stuff. I think it's really good this match.
Hmm,
No people back.
I would say so, right? If you can master a champion and you can just get to pick it every game, it seems good, right? You have a high win rate, so that's really good. So, what do you think you need to work on, or do you care which one of these we watch?
No, I don't want this. I think like I just need to work on. I get greedy and sometimes I VM.
Oh, what?
That's like not bad, but
Oh no, does it like lose you games?
um, no, it's been close. It's been close.
I see, I see. So what do you think you're like? What should we take a look at? I should say, or should we just take a look at everything in particular?
Just yeah, everything
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pick it up.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
That's right.
So in this lane, uh, what do you think when you see Twitch Thresh versus Tristana Braum?
I think we get shoved in like completely early. Just get shoved in, so just play passive, go for two, trying to get the red zone Q, and just try and poke Trist without ruining anything.
Interesting, interesting. Wow. Okay. This looks really good. Oh, oh, kill this guy! Expunge!
Yeah,
Oh no. That's fine. It's fine. I don't know what's going on, but oh wait, wait, hold up, what's going on? We're dying here, right?
yeah,
Okay, hold up. Let's watch this. Okay. Um
it's greed.
so okay, when you see this matchup, right? Um there are a few things. There's like a checklist you should go through that I think that bot laners should go through when they determine what they should be doing in lane, right? So when I say what, if I ask you what should you do in lane, there's like a few responses, right? If you want to trade, you say, oh, we want to trade. Oh, we want to all in. Oh, we want to catch. We want to XYZ, right? Depending on your support and your champion, right? So Thresh is something I categorize as catch slash all in, right? Because he can catch people with his hook and
Grab like the grab just on.
right, right. So the kind of way I see things is that if you are catch, right, you can all in if you land your catch on, like, if you have a good catch. Like, for example, you land a hook on the AD carry, or it doesn't even have to be AD carry. If they have, like, Janna, you can land hook on Janna too, right? And all in is different than catch because they don't have to rely on a skill shot, right? So Braum,
So like Leon,
yeah. Leona is kind of both, right? Alistar is more all in than catch, right? So there's different like varying levels, but basically it's just catch slash all in, right? So Braum is all in, right?
comes all in.
So basically, how do you know if two lanes are all in? How do you know which one wins in a fight?
So if we both, so we're on fresh both playing, how do I know that I'm going to win this? I'd say if I've got a level advantage or minion advantage.
No, ignore all those. Like the
Oh,
the
okay.
the most common way these lanes are won is what?
I'm not sure.
Let's say if Thresh hooks Tristana here, right? Can you guys lose?
Yeah. Well, if I could the level bend glass, throw it on the two autos, expunge, and she's likely to die.
That's good, right? There's no way you can lose. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Is that if you guys have good value on your abilities on the other AD carry on the priority target, then you're gonna win, right? So when you see this, you should know that you can't lose, and you should just kill her, right? You should just like, oh, like you said, you're gonna throw a cast, gonna 6 stacks, and you expunge, right? The reason why we didn't kill her, yeah,
Don't expunge.
we could like flash for auto attack here, right? Uh, but honestly, that's whatever. And then there are kind of there are kind of two things to this. One is that you know that you win. Okay, so you try to go through with the all-in, but she got away. Fine, whatever. Then the second part of this is that if there is no obvious win here, you gotta stop chasing, right? So when I say obvious win, is
So
like
this is obvious now. She's away, so we should just.
right. This is obvious, right? Your instincts tell you gotta fucking hit this guy, right? And then when you get to here, she heals. Okay, not obvious anymore, right? How do you do this?
Turn back.
Yes, you stop. You stop chasing. No matter what, you stop chasing, right? And the reason why you die here is because you just like you come back here, right? And it's like, oh, this is really awkward.
I can't remember how this plans out, but yeah, this was so bad. I'm stood in a mini wave, getting a lot of ball and monsters. I get hit by the wind cube. I'm not fighting with my minions. It's just terrible.
Right. The way to kind of look at this isn't that we kind of made a mistake. Well, we did make a mistake, but it's not like we shouldn't like what's it called attacking minions or something like that. It's more like what should how do you want this lane to play out, right? How did you want to play this lane, right? If I were you, I would say something like we're going to let Thresh land his hook first, right? Or we're going to throw a casting setup hook. But if neither of those things happen, we don't do anything that's like, we hit them, right? Because it doesn't make sense. Because our good options, those are our good options. We throw our cask. Right. Right. So, yeah, anything that's not that, we have an issue, right? So that's what's going on here, is that we should have known that this is not possible, right? Right. I mean, you don't have your expunge either, so it's like, there's no way you could have killed him anyways, right? So this is kind of like the reason why we kind of discuss this so much is because this is a very common thing in League of Legends, like at all stages of the game. You know what I'm saying? And these kinds of this like common mistake has like really big impact, honestly. Like you lost a kill, you're gonna lose like 18 minions. There's like nothing you can do now, right? So it's kind of super awkward that stuff like this happens.
We could have got a lead, but then me greeting has just got me. I've just got such a good lock spot.
Right. It's basically League is a lot about what do you think you should be doing at any given time, rather than are you doing your maximum damage?
Analogy, I've always thought League is like sort of flowchart, and if you can tick certain boxes, then you can go ahead with action.
Right. It's like if they do this, I do this, right?
Yeah.
And if they have no response, I can do this, right? Stuff like that. And then if you deviate from this flowchart, you auto lose. Is kind of how you should think about it, right? So.
So go for the simpler, the 100% play instead of the risky. Like the Thresh has grab and you can hook someone and I can get 3 damage on them. So why don't I go for that instead of trying to harass them in the lane when there's minions around me and I've got no protection.
Right. It's I think the way you should look at it is it's not about risk or no risk, because risk implies failure, right? When we play League, there should be no failure, right? Theoretically speaking, is that when you make the play, it should work 90% of the time. Or whatever you're doing, it should work 90% of the time. So, what are we trying to do here after all that has gone down?
We should just let the wave push to us.
Right. So, are we making any mistakes here?
Yeah, I'm walked up and there's no vision in river.
So, okay, pretend you saw the enemy jungler. Can you still die here?
I don't think so. I think I'm safe here.
Well, there is no way you can get away from. Okay, so Braum is right here, right? Like with her. See this?
Yeah.
So can you come up with a play they can make that guarantees their death?
No, I've got no flash. I've got no cube.
So you think you can't die no matter what?
I can die. Like, I've got no flash or cube, so if they jump on me, I've got no escape.
Right, so you are gonna die, right?
Yeah.
So if Tristana jumps on you, Braum jumps to her and throws Q at you. No way out. So these are the kinds of patterns we want to recognize when we play the game. Is that this is the mindset is, I want to do this. So when you're playing Twitch, you're like, oh, we want to farm, we want to let Thresh go first, we're gonna try and dodge Braum Q, right? Those are kind of our big ones too. And then it's like, oh, if we push, we should have flash up, etc., etc. Get to the secondary priorities. Here, it's like same thing. What do we want to do? What do we want to do now, right? And you say, oh, we want to farm the minions, right? So the second question is, how can they stop me? And if you can come up with a way, exactly. If you can come up with a way, don't do this thing, right? So what are alternatives that you could do here?
Well, it's not. There's the what are they called? The camp at the bottom. Are they up? Crabs.
Yeah, but you can't do those. You can't do those because they hurt you too much, right? Okay, you could do that. Right. So the first thing is, what do you want? So soak XP is what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Second is, how do you do it?
Well, I don't know the exact distance, but I need to stood a decent distance away, far enough that they can't. That if they do try to dive to me, I can react quickly.
Is there anywhere you can stand where they can't see you and you can still soak XP? Right. So the first is you need to identify what you want. The second is, how are you going to do it? And the third is, can they stop me? Right? Can they stop you? So how does this plan fail? How is this plan guaranteed to fail? Right. Perfect. So judging by, so we say, oh, we want the XP. This is how we're going to do it. Can they stop me? Well, they can only stop me if it's warded, right? So if we rewind a few minutes, we think, was there ever a chance for them to ward it? The answer is no. So that's how you know you can just sit in here and soak XP, right? And the reason why we know we can't get these minions is because we pretend we're them and we say, oh, if I were them, I'd do this to me, and then you just die, right? So you can't do that thing, right? Right. We can't do this thing. Is there any time you can come up to last hit this minion? Perfect, right? So, yeah, exactly. If he's coming up and then they jump on you and then you take a lantern and turn around, boom, right? That's a bait, right? So, you're saying, so let's re-examine the situation. Okay, so you want the farm, but secretly we want them to jump on us, right? Tristana says we're gonna try and stop him. And what's the counterplay if you're Tristan or Braum to jumping on Trist? So pretend you're Tristan or Braum and you see this Twitch trying to farm and you can jump on him and all in. So what goes wrong?
As soon as I see people cook this melon in the I just put a rocket on him, auto, and jump, and then just keep on try to reset the jump on him. Hopefully the ball will jump to me, get the cube stack off. But if I jumped in here, Thresh lanterns the Twitch out and it hooks me, then I think is that the counterplay?
Perfect, right? That and you maybe the jungler too, right? So then you say, so this is, if you want to go even deeper, then you say you're Tristan or Braum, you say, we saw Thresh like die or some shit, or he based. So we have like 5 seconds to do this. So yeah, exactly. So you say, oh, wait 5 seconds, Twitch doesn't show up, and then he comes up, we know it's a bait, right? So Exactly. So that's kind of how you figure things out, is that there was no risk involved, right? If you were the Tristan or Braum, you would only make this play if there's no risk involved. There's 100%. Right. And for you, there's no risk because it's not warded, right? So you want to soak up the XP. The only way they know is that if they come up and check or they ward it, right? So there's no risk for you either, because if they walk up to the bush, you just walk away, right? So this is...
If it is warded, I'll be able to see by their reaction.
Right. Exactly. He'd start trying to get closer, you know what I'm saying, right? Okay, this is interesting. So how do we know we can't kill Braum? Right. So you know that. Right. So it's good that we went for damage, and it's good that we didn't try and finish him off, because it wouldn't make any sense, right? It's good to recognize these things, and I think you had the first follow-up at least decently well, but then I think the only mistake so far is kind of like, yeah, it's like trying to do something that doesn't make sense, right? There is no way you're gonna kill her. Yeah. So kind of you want to create situations where there's zero chance you lose. Like say for example, you walked up to the minion and Tristana jumps on you. There's 0% chance Tristana can lose, right? Those are the situations we want to set up. So things like, if we have boots, we can run mid when they have no flash, and there's no way they can get away from us because we throw a cask behind them or whatever, or they have no flash. You know, that's kind of the things we want to do as Twitch, right? And then if we can't figure out any of these good moves, what do we do? Right, just push, just farm clear. Right, so tell me, is this a good move or not?
I thought it was because I thought Thresh could possibly land to give me the shield earlier.
Right, but lantern, shield lantern is like, you never want to use lantern for shield, right? It's like 50, it's like a 50 HP shield or something. I don't know, and it's like a 20-second cooldown. So,
right here, I thought Thresh was quite good, but maybe I could just maybe it was just stupid. I should just push the cats the melee minions.
right, what's the counter to this?
Right now, Brom can sacrifice.
Right, so Brom just jumps to her, you lose. Even if everyone runs away, you lose because she put her E on you. All right. Right, so remember, these are the things you want to look out for. You want to fight in specific situations. Situations where you can't lose, right? So he missed his hook, you already know you don't want to fight. If he landed his hook, you want to fight, right? Etc. etc. Right, that's how you know you lose 100%, right? Because you don't have an ability. Someone's missing an ability. So I think from what I'm seeing so far is that you need to make sure that the only kind of fights you want to look for are fights you know you win 100%, right? So, right. What's going on here? But how do you know you win this trade? Okay, that's good. If you have a very good reason to win this trade, then go for it. But when I say win the trade, it has to be like not by 50 damage, but like you hit them 2 times more than they hit you. Is what we're looking for, right? It was like we didn't know we wanted this, right? This is like very it's like it doesn't really make sense, right? It's good that you can like hit her, but you shouldn't take all her bomb stacks, right? Because if you eat all the bomb stacks, you're gonna lose. Like Braum could have been here, and then they just run you down. So it's like really awkward, right? There also could have been a jungler here, if I'm not mistaken, right? If we trade without really, not necessarily that, but like it has to be a really good trade in order for basically you don't want to trade unless you have a reason, right? A good reason would be I have Soraka, right? So I'm gonna trade with you. Right, we go even, and then Soraka heals me, so it's actually not even because I took 0 damage and you took 200 damage, right? Perfect, right? You're gonna fucking use your W. That's so. How tilted have you been when you try and trade with the Nami bot lane and then she just heals up, right? So that's how you know you don't want to trade against like Nami or Soraka, right? Things like Janna, right? You know they're gonna shield, right? How many times? Right. Janna is actually more poke nowadays too. Okay, I have no idea how this worked, but what? All right, let's take a look at what's going on here. But it doesn't really make sense either, right? What's the counterplay to this? Right. Yeah, exactly. The counterplay in my eyes is Braum shields your auto attacks, and then they just kill you. Right? He Qs you. Right, and there's no way we can stop it, right? Because we don't have flash, right? And maybe you... Right, so I have no idea how you guys want this, but you know that this is not a 90% play. That's what we're looking for. Right, that's what we're looking for. 90% play, right? So we get away with this. Oh, okay, what's going on? It's still going on. Nice hook. And then you follow up. Good. Just hit him. Wait, what's going on here? I think you accidentally stopped. What? Oh. Oh, that's awkward. It's fine. Don't worry about that. It was good follow-up. We know we base here. Good. Right. I guess obvious answer, but why would we base there?
Just developing a ship base.
We have nothing better to get, right?
Yeah.
What's the best thing we can get? And then we think, oh, we can throw a ward in the river, and then uh,
Dragons up if it's old dragon and the jungle is dragons. Would I go down?
are you saying would you try and do dragon here?
Yeah.
So what's the counterplay to that? What's the counter to that? What can they do to beat you guys?
So Warwick's up, I've got
Right, so Warwick just stands and watches you guys tank it, right? So that's the counterplay, and and everyone dies. That's how you know you don't want to do it, right? Perfect. And then the only times you can say you can make these kinds of interesting plays is if you play around with like psychology. Like for example, you pretend to back but you hide in a bush, right? That would make a questionable play bet good because you're playing against humans, right? They're not robots. Let's say, for example, you're playing Ezreal. Oh, okay, interesting, interesting. I'm sure we'll see it, but
it's a lot in I don't know if it's very low here, especially if someone's doing dragon, like relics, swap with like they're just flippers, they're doing dragon, so then we just wish dragon. It's like a 99% play.
right, because they have no idea, right? It's because they're you say, oh, you know what they're gonna do, so you come up with the counter. Right. What is going on here? Okay, so I think for you, this would be something that holds you back, is that we kind of do things that aren't guaranteed wins. Okay, so when you do this trade, how do you know you win this trade? Right. But the more concrete reasons, like you know 100%, right? You have more damage, and you have a higher level than her. So your damage ability is at level rank 3, and hers is at rank 2, right? So that's kind of this is like kind of how you know 100%, like guaranteed. It doesn't matter who they are. They could be double lift, and you would win that trade, right? That's what we're looking for. Is that we're looking for guarantees basically. So this is really good, right? Because this allows you to push her out, do whatever you want with this lane. Right. Or you could try and make this work, right? So how do you make this work? Right, you can just wait, right? You can just get behind her, wait, auto attack, and then wait. Your expunge will be 2 seconds. You flash Braum Q, you win, right? So that's kind of how you guarantee it. Is that there's no counterplay. Anytime you do something that's like this and it has low chance or 0 chance of it working, you should like mark it down and go back and rewatch it. So the less kind of plays you do that are basically you want to build solo queue is all about building consistency, right? It's all about how many good things can we do, right? How many good things can we do for our team? Because the more good things you do is the less your team has to do, right? That's kind of how you climb, right? Even though there are right, and you limit your opportunities because you use resources to make these plays that didn't work, like try and work, right? We used flash, so now we're dead here, right? Holy shit! Do you see this? That was crazy. Oh my lord! Yeah, okay, this guy is also blind too, but you're right. There's like no way, right? There's 0% chance to get out, right? How do you get out? Right. If I was Warwick, I just walk up, auto attack, and I'll ulti you point blank. Yeah. It's so yeah. There's no way you're gonna get away, right? But I think your support like I don't know what happened here. But one thing we can talk about is you know, at any given moment, you need to ask yourself, what do I want? So what you want is this is kind of obvious, but you always want the best thing you can get, right? You always want to do the thing that's most advantageous, right? So the issue is keeping in mind what we're going for and coming up with that thing in the first place, right? So things that could be advantageous are like pushing in the wave and going toward the enemy jungle, right? Or pushing the wave and hitting the enemy tower, right? Stuff like that. So in this case, what are some things we can do? Right, I would say push the wave ward river is a good one. The tower is okay, but not the best option. And why do I say that? Right, but we did just push her out of lane, so she's based right now. Right. We have kind of few options to siege, right? Twitch is not a sieging champion because he has few tools available to him. Right, so what else can we do? There are two other main options that we can do. Oh, that's the same as warding. Okay, base, that's a main option. Or you can base and run mid, right? You can base and come bot, right? But basing is not bad here. You can push it all in and base, right? What else can you do? We can't do drag. Yeah, anything with counterplay is not an option. Okay, you can roam, right? Roam is possible. That's actually one I wasn't counting on. And there's one more we talked about already. You can pretend to base, right? And you can hide in a bush. That's always an option. But in this case, we don't want to do that because we have no mana, right? So, but keep in mind, if you can say what your options are, you can pick the best one. Right, perfect. That could be an option, right? Is there any counterplay to that? Right, so yeah, you're like, oh, I see jungle, I see support, zero counterplay, right? That's what we're looking for, is zero counterplay, right? Like here, why are we pushing this, right? Zero counterplay. Yeah, this is perfect, right? Because this is the best thing you could get, and there's no way they can stop you, right? And then we probably don't want to hit the tower because they're coming back, but this is really good, right? This section here is very clean, right? That's what we're looking for, is very clean. Okay, this might be dangerous because we don't know where they are. Maybe I'm crazy, but we don't know where they are, right? So what's the counterplay to this part? Well, we see a Nivea mid, right? Well, they've been alive for quite some time here, right? Wait, where is the... Oh, okay, never mind. Braum just spawned right now. Actually, it's on the left, not on the right. Wait, I'm crazy. Okay, never mind. You're good here, but yeah, you're actually fine here. For some reason, I thought Braum was alive. Okay, never mind. This is fine, right? Because if she jumps on you, you just kill her, right? That's good. That's good. Oh, you're gonna stop this guy. Oh, not like this. Oh, you're fine still. Oh, you're definitely fine. This is really good, right? So we know this is good. I already know this is good because there's no way they can stop you, right? That's kind of, if you can recognize these kinds of situations where auto win and auto loss, and then there's gray area, okay? So we avoid gray area, we avoid auto loss, and then you always win, right? So stuff like that. Like, I can tell you already won before we saw anything, right? That's kind of the habit you want to build, is only going for stuff that's 100%, right? So you know you're gonna do damage, but you can't kill her, right? Oh my god, you actually almost died here, right? And so what did we do wrong here? Right. Well, it's either the cask or the ulti, right? So you didn't have to do one of these. All right. It's either one. You shouldn't have done either one, but you did both, right? You just pick one. That's just kind of a mana issue, but I wouldn't worry about that too much, right? You had the good decision to follow up, right? Because you win. You know you win, and there's no counterplay except that she has to try and kill you, right? Or she has to jump out. So you guys are gonna push this. Good. There's a fight going on the river. Someone did the dragon. This is the free assist. Nice. And then you want to base here, right? How do we know you want to base here? Oh, actually, never mind. Anivia's dead, right? Oh wait, where's Warwick though? What's going on here? Oh yeah, this is really awkward, right? No, we don't know where Warwick is, right? So, Warwick... Right, so he comes out of... Right, so what's the counter? He just comes out and he runs you down and he ults point blank, right? So, you have to be... you have to be paranoid, right? You have to pretend you're playing a horror game, right? They're always coming for you. Okay, is there something wrong with this, though? So what if I said you're gonna lose 6 minions bot, right?
Oh yeah, I could base.
Right, you want to base because the reason why this doesn't look bad because you got money, but it is actually bad is because you denied your jungler and then you guys lose the minions bot, but your jungler can't get the minions bot, right? So if we watch, we're losing money here, and then on top of that, you could say, oh. Because we're not here, we're missing an opportunity to do something, like maybe hit them. I don't know. Right, exactly. So you already know. Once you can kind of look at it from a different perspective, you can kind of figure out, oh, was this a good or a bad thing, right? Usually you don't want to do jungle camps unless it's like mid game or something, right? Okay, so what's going on here? How do we know that we don't want to do this part too? Right. What's the objective? Right. What's the goal? What do you want? Yes, you want to CS the minions, right? So anything else, if you deviate from that plan, if you deviate from this idea that we want to kill the minions, it better be a really good reason, right? It better be such a good reason that's a 90% play. Right, but is this a good enough reason to? Right, I wouldn't think so either. We did this much damage, not too bad, but money, yeah, all this money is like is going away, right? And then it's not only that, but we don't even win the trade, right? So that's the issue as well. Is that I didn't see a guaranteed way for you guys to win this trade, right? Okay, you guys actually win this somehow because he's just standing here. This is really awkward. Right, so remember 90%. And the reason why this is a 90% is because you just needed more auto attacks in, right? So no, hitting Braum is fine here, but I think it just goes back to the bigger issue is the decision of what do you want, right? It's like it's good that you know that you're ahead and you wanna fight because you're strong, right? But there's a kind of a time and a place. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then try and find something with Thresh Hook or something, right? Yeah. Here's the same thing. Oh, actually, he's gonna get flayed. Oh, you guys are actually gonna get him all. Oh my lord. Right. So even though we are getting good results from this, it's not necessarily a good thing, right? So we're getting the tower. This is good. Is there anything better you can get? No. What are you gonna do after this? What do you think? Right, I would agree. And the reason why we base is, what's a good reason for basing here? Big thing, one of the big things is that we just have nothing else to do, right? I can't think of anything you could do here, right? So you should base. And then sure, we buy some stuff, and then we go bot. Here we can talk about like some map movements. If you guys already have the dragon and you got the bot tower, where do you want to be on the map?
Right now, I'll say
Okay, why do you say that?
say that's I think it's like there's three people in it. I was Flash and Buzz with killing the USC hopefully get to a two.
Okay, so this is an interesting answer in that technically, yes, you do want to be mid, but the reason isn't that we want to siege, right? Because end of your presses are, and then we can't siege, right? So that's the counter play. So,
Not the right chance.
right. The reason why we want to go mid or top is because the Rift Herald is up, right? So you want to send bot lane, usually, to the area where the objectives are. Let's say, for example, you went top and you said, Darius, go bot. Okay, so Tristana or Braum show bot. What's the punish? Right? Okay, you can do that. What else can you do? Right. So you can just take all this shit, right? And there's nothing they can do. So that's why you wanna go up there. And then you say, oh, but Tristana's gonna get my tower. Well, you guys get a rift as well. So you guys are winning for sure.
Okay, so sort of like we know that they're going to get out tower, but we know they're going to
Right, and more, because the enemy is going to try and stop you 4v5 or something like that, right? That's one of the guaranteed ways to win a team fight is having more people, right? So just as like a little side note, general rule of thumb is when you have no more objectives to do on the boss side of the map, you want to go top. Or you want to go mid, right? If you have an assassin mid, you want to go mid. If you have, otherwise you kind of want to go top, unless your top laner is winning super hard, right? There's some like sometimes you can say you don't want to swap, like the dragon's up and it's very important, like Rift, like Inferno Dragon, right? You could say, oh, we still want to go bot so we can fight for Inferno Dragon, right? Interesting. Okay, good catch. And then just gonna kill this guy. Oh, very nice. This is really awkward, but actually it's gonna go really well. Okay, nice, very nice. You're just gonna kill everyone. Nice, good. No qualms about that. And then we base. Okay. So, what's going on the map here? Alright. I think you can take top wave as well. I also think that Warwick came to like kill a Kelly, so we should check our map to see if we need to go help. But that's also like another thing. I wouldn't worry about that as much yet. But here we're coming top. We're gonna try and see if we can get this Yasuo. I think that this is questionable, or it could be questionable, because I don't really see a way this works. Right, 90% chance. How does this work? 90%. I don't see it. Maybe if Darius just like kills Yasuo by himself or something. Oh, okay. This is actually gonna work. Nice. Interesting. Right. I mean, I was thinking that they're just gonna come top because you have teammates dead, but all right. You robbed their red. You're coming to help this fight. This is good. Okay. Nice. Good stuff. Sure. Take Inferno. We can talk about this. Is there anything else you can do? But you're like super far away from bot lane, right? Right. You can do that as well because you know they can't stop you from doing this dragon. Kha'Zix can just do it with Thresh or whatever. So you can always do that. And then we come here and then we push. So far, beyond the kind of early fighting that kind of didn't make sense, I think your decision making has been pretty good, honestly. You come to help the fights, you should. Sure, we didn't rotate top after the first tower, but it's fine. Wow, I think you're lagging here. Oh, Jesus. Not like this. Okay, we base here. Sure. We run mid. Some fiestaing is going on, whatever. So what do you want to do now? What's the idea now? And then why do you want to go bot? Okay. We can go bot. Are there any... We can get to that. There's like... There's more into... There's a lot that goes into deciding whether or not to siege a tower, right? But just like quick... Just like another general rule of thumb is... can you stop them from wave clearing? If you say yes, you can stop them from wave clearing, you can hit the tower. And then, can you stop them from engaging on you, right? You have to fix those two things. Otherwise, they're just gonna do like wave clear. Like it'd be Anivia, Ziggs, whatever, right? It'd be a mistake sieging those champions because you can't stop them from just killing the whole wave, right? Hold up, give me like 30 seconds. Oh my! I think Jay's playing PUBG and I'm playing I'm coaching right now. Alright, what's going on here? Think you're just gonna kill them all. You have more people, right? You have more people, so you already know that you're gonna win this. 9 times out of 10. We know this is a 90% win. As long as nothing, really bad happens, you're gonna win when you have more people. I also see a Yasuo coming, but okay, this is really awkward. Wait, so how come why do we flash here? Interesting. I mean, I guess. Well, why don't you just why don't you follow him? No, this is fine, right? As long as you can get a kill or an assist, it's worth helping your team. Someone else can. You can always pick it up later, right? So we missed like a few minions, but we got an assist and a kill, so that already covers all the minions we missed. So that's fine. I don't think we worry about that. I think that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Right. I would agree. And then we push and then we come help. This is really good. This is really good that you're pushing before you're gonna go help the team because you're maximizing your gold income, right? Which is always really good. I don't know what Warwick's doing, but this is 4v1 or I don't what the hell. Okay, you guys killed this guy too. He's probably gonna die to poison. Oh, there it is. Or Darius bleed or whatever, or a combination of both. Okay, you think that the best thing you can get at this moment is Baron, so you ping for it. I think that right. I think it's not really possible because Darius went top, so you have to know that you can't do it anymore. So in this case, still same thing applies, right? You always ask yourself what's the best thing you can get. So what can you get right now? Right, and then push and then back, right? Yeah. So if you can always push before you base, you should do it, right? What's the counterplay to pushing mid? Zero counterplay, right? And let's say even if Anivia was there, why do I say she can't stop you? There's that, right? You're really strong, and you have more people than them. Right, you got more people, so you know that if she tries to stop you, she's gonna die. So I don't know what Callie's doing, but she's doing some interesting stuff. We're gonna go for this dive. Oh my lord, you are so strong. You just want to run probably and wait for your team because Warwick could be anywhere. It could be kind of awkward if we just get ultied. Okay, Warwick's gonna hit the only person he sees. I think you can help this as long as you stay away from. Oh, he's gonna kill you now. Oh my, the Thresh save! Oh my. That was fucking sick. Oh, you're dead. Oh no. Okay, so yeah. How do we talk about this? You have some very good map decision making, especially for silver. But then you also have very poor like trying to fight decisions, right? You fight at like probably the craziest times, right? Like the best thing. What's the best thing you can get here? No, no, no. Like in terms of this play, I guess. Right. So the best thing I see is that you can just hit him and run immediately. But we don't really care. But yeah, it's just like that's kind of small fry stuff, right? We need to. I think we need to worry about making sure we don't do this. I think. Cause okay, why is it bad that we die here? Yes. Okay. What else? Right. And you're obviously missing XP and money, but what's the like what's a game-changing reason why dying here is bad? Are there any objectives up that you may have gotten? Right. You can actually go to Baron because they have no Warwick. So if you guys go to Baron and you put a pink down and they face check you, you kill them, take Baron, you're almost winning. You almost won the game, right? So, but as such, you know, all of a sudden, what happens here? Like we have no control. We have no control over the next like 2 minutes, right? So that's why it's really important for us to not make any kind of poor decisions because it'll just I don't know what your team's gonna do, right? Every time I play solo queue, I have no idea what my team's gonna do. But we just have to give our team the best available situation. Otherwise, they're just gonna do some crazy shit, and then everyone's gonna be super sad because we lose, right? I actually can't believe you get this, right? Oh my god! Yeah, I was gonna say, what happens when he ulties you? Right. So, yeah, same thing here, right? Okay, what's the counterplay to you coming out? Right, and then right, and even if he doesn't ulti you, can you steal the Inferno Dragon? And why is that? How do you know it's 0% chance? Right. So right, there's no way. Even if he doesn't have smite, trying to last hit it is just like it's not 90%, right? So this is the stuff we want to avoid. Is you can't stop that, so you should go help mid because his team is fighting mid, right? Yeah, there's just no way this works, right? So that's this kind of. I think this is the recurring theme. I think this is the first thing you should work on, right? And I think if we look at the other games too, it'll be a similar story that we make pretty good decisions trying to help our team, right? Fight breaks out, we go help. That's really good. We're pushing out waves. That's really good, right? And then we kind of kill ourselves, and that's not good, right? We kind of like find a way to pick a bad fight or something. I don't know. Right. Same thing here, right? No, you need some kind of. Oh no! What? Wait, that's actually so AIDS. You see, this is actually like this little spot, like right here. Oh my god! All right, that's tragic. My advice to you is just like, I think every time you've like done something like this is because you start the fight every single time, right? So my initial advice is don't start these fights unless you know 100% for whatever reason that you're gonna win this. Like you have more people than them, they're at like 10 HP, or you know like you're gonna kill them before they can react, stuff like that. Like if you don't have any of those reasons, you can't start the fight, right? So if we look at this, none of those reasons apply, right? So don't start the fight. I think that'll help you a lot, right? Because the fights you do help a lot in are the ones you follow up, and the ones you kind of all the bad fights are the ones where we kind of go first, right? or we kind of go when they can just kill us, if that makes any sense. So definitely, like, just wait, be patient, let your team go first, right? And if no fights are happening, just push, right? Push and do something else, right? Like I saw you doing earlier. I think it's just happening way too much, right? And that you have, this is a good thing, right? Because players who have, you know, one core weakness are really easy to have it really easy, right? They can work on one thing and then they'll be on to the next stage, versus someone who has like average across the board and they have no idea what they should work on first. But for you, this is like it's super easy to tell what you need to work on, right? Is be patient and do not go first, okay? Do not start a fight unless you know 100%. Right, what can you, right, exactly, right? Because what's the counterplay? What's the counter here? Yeah. Okay, we saw him mid, I guess, but we didn't know that, right? Until soon-ish. But right, you have to be paranoid, right? You have to be like, oh, what's the counter to this, right? And if you have no idea or you can't stop it, you can't do it, right? So the reason why I know this works is because there's no way for you to get away from a Nivea wall, right? So the counter is she's gonna wall you. You can't kill her before you die to E and Q, and Brahm's there. So I already know before anything happens. Like if you go to your replays and you pause right before every fight happens, you will already know if you lose or win. Right, that's what I want you to recognize in game, is that if you do not recognize you automatically win, don't do it. Right, this is the same thing. You're like C champion, hit champion. We know this doesn't work because we've played against Anivia and we know she's just gonna do this, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ, right? Oh no, she's just gonna throw her E and her Q at us, and it's like, oh shit, right? That's, if you want to tie it into the reason about, you know, why I was like you shouldn't siege, is because you have no answer to a Nivea wall. And you have no answer to a Nivea ulti to kill the wave, right? So as long as you can answer these things, you can do that what you wanted to do, right? So say it's 4v5, right? We caught their enemy support, and you have a Malphite coming in from top. So you're gonna hit the tower. She's gonna wall you. Malphite ults her, right? Everyone's happy. If you can do something like that, then you say, oh, I can go and siege the tower. But if you cannot come up with a counter to their counter, right? Started getting in deep, then you can't do that thing, right? So what? Yeah, okay. Coming to help this, or trying to help this, can be fine, but what should we have done instead? Right. You should press Q, get up close, you let her hit Darius, and then boom, you pop out, right? You let her Q Darius, and you're just gonna kill her ass, right? So, and then what happens if she never uses Q? Then you don't go for her, kill her team, right? You can always do something else. So, yeah, that's literally the only reason why you guys are losing when you're so far ahead, is because this right? Same thing. It's the same thing. So if you, right. So let's say some examples of counterplay could be QSS, right? Oh, Warwick's gonna ult me, I'm gonna QSS immediately. Or you have flash, right? Anivia's gonna throw her Q at me, I'm gonna flash it, right? If you don't have a counterplay, don't do it, right? If you watch replays of Twitch players in Korea, their answers could be something like, we're gonna heal sideways, right? That can be an appropriate response, right? But if we don't have anything, you can't do it, right? If we can't come up with anything, we can't do this, right? So there's just nothing. I mean, yeah, there's just nothing you can do, right? It's just obvious. And and if you ever can't figure out the solution by yourself, right? You're like, oh, I don't know what they're gonna do. Just like pretend you're playing their champion. Like switch sides for a second. Say, what would I do if I were him, right? And that if you've played enough League, no ability should really surprise you, right? We've already seen all of this happen, right? Well, we saw someone dies to a Nivea wall, yeah. Right, yeah, exactly. So we kind of have a general idea. Right. It's like, oh, I got hit by a blitz hook, you know, it's like I've seen that like a million times, right? So right, exactly. Oh my, what is this Warwick doing? Right, so this is very good to help, right? Good, good, good. Okay, we're going in, and then I would sit here and wait, right, and watch a good time to ulti and kill them all. This is looking good. And then Yasuo wind wall. Okay, this is really awkward, right? There's nothing you could do because Yasuo Qs you and you die, right? You're dead, right? Oh my! Oh, okay, okay, almost dead, almost dead. Let's watch this again. Really interesting, but okay, this is another piece of advice I'm going to give you. So the first thing we talked about was not starting fights, right? Unless you know 90%. We're gonna throw out 90. We're gonna throw out 90. We're gonna say 100%. What anything you think is 100%, that's the only thing you should go for. And if it's anything less than that, you say, oh, if there's counterplay, no. You should think about the counterplay, right? You should say, what are they gonna do, and do I win? Yes or no? And then the second part of it is when you're doing these fights, ask yourself which specific abilities is an insta loss for me. Right? So what I mean by insta loss is if right. Braum Q, right? And then we have Anivia Q, right? Yeah, exactly. And then Warwick ulti, right? So right. So they got a lot of stuff, right? So if there's too much, just train yourself to wait longer, right? Alright, count up all that stuff, and if you can't keep track of it, at least try and keep track of one champion or two champions, and then that way you'll slowly be able to build up more and more, right? And then the reason why we have to be more safe than okay, so there's like there's like playing safe and making sure you don't get hit by any of that. There's like gray area where you're not sure, but you do it anyways, right? Yeah. And then there's like the red line where we do it even though we know all that stuff is up, right? So what we're trying to do is be in the green at all times. No gray, right? Because gray does not help you improve, right? So there's like safe where you've counted everything, like Braum Q, Anivia wall, Anivia Q, Warwick ulti, and all of it is down, right? You've literally seen it with your eyes. You can go. And you cannot lose. That's how you know, right? And then you'll win every fight. Gray area is, oh, 2 or 3 of those things have been used, but you're not sure if that's all of it. You still don't want to go, right? Now 100%. We want to be 100%, right? Right, because you will not learn if you just randomly go, right? If you just randomly try and fight, you'll never learn that way, right? And then there's the red zone where we just go and then we just die, right? We definitely don't want that because we're building habits in the opposite direction, right? So right, this is actually great, this fight, right? Because we saw Anivia wall, right? That's a big one. We saw Anivia Q, and then Braum is busy doing something else. Well, actually, too close to Braum probably, but we didn't figure out the Yasuo part of it, right? So that's an issue, right? Like it could literally be any top laner. It could be a Renekton, he has flash. It could be Camille, she just ease over to the wall and then it hits you, right? Literally any champion. So that's why we have to count these things up, because if you can't figure out this stuff, you'll never win. Right, they will have something. There are exceptions, but rarely so, right? Enemy top laner has cancer abilities, enemy mid laner has cancer abilities, enemy jungler has cancer abilities, right? Everyone has something, right? So you have to make sure that we don't get done in by that something. Some are more obvious than others too. Like let's say Lulu polymorph is less obvious than Blitzcrank hook, right? Right, I get baited by that shit all the time, right? So the more times you lose because you forgot to count Lulu polymorph are the times you begin to remember polymorph, right? Before you fight. So every time you die to something, double check to make sure you knew that was gonna kill you, right? Some things might surprise you at first, but I think most of it would be obvious, right? All the CCs, all the hooks, all the big damages, right? How many times have you seen someone walk up to Veigar and he just ults them, right? That's a super obvious one, right? So you just need to not be that person, right? So let's see what's going on here. right? Everything is good. Honestly, like this is silver, right? I think that everything besides this was good enough. Sure, there are laning issues, but I think you were better than the other laners. So yeah, right. So if we could tell me what happens here. Tell me what happens here.
I seen them fighting Fresh and Darius, and I thought they were distracted so I could get an ult sideways, and then he just puts me aside. I flashed it, and then they still go back.
Right. So the things that
It's a bad situation here because I can't keep behind me. I think it's like a choke point. Perfect situation for him.
right and
Individuals are perfect in that situation.
and they still have one win condition we missed, right? The thing that kills you.
So Wimble,
Braum ulti, yeah. Oh, and yeah, they got 3 things here actually. They got so many things here, right? So you just want to be patient, right? You just need to be patient. And one thing that'll help you is like, don't use Q, and don't use ulti unless you know for sure. You just wait, and you're like, oh, we're gonna use Q and go around the back, right? You fight the person that has no win condition against you, which is Tristana, right? Or it's gonna be like the Janna who used their nade or something. You kill that person because they can't fight you, right? And then right, exactly. If you can't find anything, sometimes there's nothing to be found, right? It's not possible to win every fight, right? If someone gets blown up instantly, you should know that no matter how well you play,
try and fight.
right,
They fight, and I should just respect. We're a teammate down.
right. Only go for the ones you know are 100%. Okay, how do we know this is 100%?
But she just, I know her ult's down because she was just using it, and then she's tried to stun me.
Right, she has no Q, right? That's the big one we're looking for. So no stun means she can't win. So you kill her ass, right? Literally nothing she can do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She ultis, right? That's not gonna kill you. She just dies, right? So perfect example is you just wait until they miss it, right? At this rank, they'll throw it out. I will guarantee you, they just fucking use it, and then you can just kill them after. So that's really all you have to watch out for are those things, and making sure you don't start the fight first, because it is rare that you can start the fight and kill them before they can use their win condition, right? Maybe if you're at 6 items and you're like have so much damage, you can surprise them. Like maybe this. Oh, he's gonna try and run you down. You should be okay though, because Darius is. Oh, never mind. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I thought you got saved.
I should have. I used the QSS on the taunt. I should use the ult. I think he baited me. Baited me to my QSS on.
Don't worry about that, honestly. I think that is not the issue you were having before, right? So don't worry about that. The bigger issue was we just show up and hit him and he ults us, right? This was just he kind of chased us down, and then sure, we had mechanical error, but I wouldn't worry about this too much, right? Your team could have saved you or something. I don't know. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We don't care about those kind of mistakes. If you want to go back and rewatch this replay, you say if you want to know what the mechanical mistake is that you want to target. Remember how we talked about you want to do this, and this is their counter, so you have to have a counter to that, right? So say you want to open up on a team fight, the counter is Warwick ult, you have QSS for Warwick ult, right? So you need to specifically target where you're going to counter, right? So if you specifically say, I'm going to QSS the Warwick ult, you do not QSS anything else, for example, right? So that would be your mechanical error here, but don't worry about that, right? You can also say, oh, I should have thrown a cask and just walked away, but honestly, don't... It's fine. It's fine. That's not something we want to worry about right now. Some fights going on here. Something's going on. I don't know. You guys see Yasuo, so you're like, oh, I should start this. You should be very careful about tanking it, right? Because it does a lot of damage. So here they come. I think you guys are gonna get this. Oh my! Tristana jumps in, right? Okay. Okay, yeah, this is a perfect example. Okay, if you want to get to gold, right? I'm assuming that's the short-term goal or long-term goal or a goal. Do not do what that Tristana did, and you will be gold. I promise you, everything here is good enough, except for the part where you kill yourself, right? Where every time you try and start something is every time you've thrown. That's it. That's it. That's it. you are farming better than him. You are out rotating him, right? You are helping the team more, and then we kind of kill ourselves, and that's your issue, right? That's this. What he just did was what you were doing, right? Don't do that. War goes in. You know this doesn't work, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But one thing we can learn from this is, you know, what were they trying to do?
They were trying to. I think they were trying to steal the Baron.
Right. So, I don't know what was going on here, but I don't think they.
Yasuo's like not good.
Right. They're right. Exactly. So they say the attempt is Baron steal. So how would you do it if you were their team?
5v5. Minions not in our base.
No, specifically in this scenario right now. Yeah, right now.
Well, you imagine hopefully one of your teammates was sweep around the area, and then you enter from like the entrance to Barrett. We're on ulti the. I'd say we're on ulti the jungler, so he can't smite.
Well, actually, jungler can smite through everything except silence and suppress.
Oh really?
Mhm.
Okay. And Nibia stuff.
Right, he can still smite through that. Right. So the only thing I see here.
I don't think they can. They can't. So they should just be this.
Okay, I would say that this is true, but they are trying to steal, right? So if I were them, I would say something like this. I would say, I'm Tristana, I'm going to jump over and ulti the enemy jungler so he can't smite, right? I'm ulti him out of the pit. And then Warwick ults in, right? But as you can see, I don't know what's going on here, right? They didn't know what they were doing. They didn't really have a plan. So League, like any other game, the person who's more prepared and can execute on his gameplay will win, right? Like if you ever see like why is it always that Grandmaster will always beat a complete beginner at chess, right? It's because the beginner has no idea what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. It's not that our fingers are faster or we can track more people or you know we have a third hand or something. It's that you know more than the other guy, right? That's kind of the general idea. Is oh my. All right, that was a pretty hot hook and wind wall. But yeah, like look at this. Look at your score. You're 15, 9, and 19. Okay, if you hadn't died those 9 times, it would probably be like 30, 0, and 19. All right, that's what I'm saying is that this is the only thing you have to fix from what I can see, right? And maybe your item builds too. I would say, right? I don't know what's going on there, but right, exactly. You already know what I'm gonna say, so I don't even have to say it. But yeah, I think we can take a look at another one real quick, right? Let's take a look at this one. I don't think you really have to worry. Look, this laning phase is just like whatever, dude. I think as long as you just get out of the laning phase, don't worry. Yeah, you don't need to worry about this stuff yet, right? I think laning is like really advanced. I think laning is really advanced. So just stick to the general rules of thumb, which is if you have a sustained support, you want to trade, right? Shield support, you want to trade. Catch support, let your support go first, right? So examples are Brand, Thresh, Blitz. Because if you go first, actually, yeah. Why do I say catch support should go first? Why do you think?
Blitz, Thresh, etc. I think because they position themselves to pressure the ADC up waves, and then if they can get ground, then I can get 3 damage, and the ADC will likely try to escape it and get it down, which I think is just 3.
Right, this is good. But why do I say you can lose if you go first? Because can't they grab anyways, right?
Yeah, but if I get poked down, then I'm useless.
The big reason.
If they grab someone, then I'm useless, I'm gonna die, then he's just gonna die because he's got the damage.
The big reason is that if you start a fight and then your support misses, it's over. Right?
Oh, right.
That's why they go first. That's why anyone with a skill shot goes first. Blitz, Morgana, you're done. Yeah, exactly. Same, yeah, exactly. So keep that in mind with the skill shot supports, with the catch supports, right? So Brand, what are the good ones? Yeah, Thresh, I see Blitz, anyone who has a skill shot, right? And then there's all in, which is if you're full HP and you're all in, you want to all in. That's Alistar, that's Shen, right? This Jarvan would be considered all in, right? Because he cannot do anything else, right? He's probably catch because it's skill shot too, but he's catch all in, right? Same thing. So if you do anything that's not that, then you don't want to fight here, right? This is a mistake. Why?
Yeah, I should have thought here as many things I could see as for. I'm stupid. I don't know why I followed Java. He's doing stupid way, and I followed.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, don't yeah, that's don't do this. Yeah, don't do that stuff. The reason why catch support. The reason why you can't go first is because they can flash the skill shot, right? Guaranteed loss is what we call it. So yeah, let's just skip past this. This is literally the same thing as last game, but I think you already know. So let's go to like the mid game ish and see what's going on here. We're gonna try and start this fight. It's interesting how it's the same matchup. Oh, this is interesting. Oh. Close. Okay, let's skip going here. We try and roam mid, didn't find anything, so we base. That's fine. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't think that it was your fault or anything. You're trying to hope here. If you go for them, can you lose? Okay, she's gonna bubble you, so you better have a plan for the bubble. Oh, you're gonna die here, 100%, right? So this same thing. I already right. See, no plan for the bubble. There's no way you can win. Honestly, Tristana jump was a win condition because it was 3v1, right? So we already know, right? So if you ever like wonder why you lose, go back to these deaths on Place TV and you ask yourself, did I start a fight without thinking? Right? That's all you have to ask. That's all. That's your only issue. Look, this is good. You clear waves before you do something. Very good, right? You go help. Very good, right? You come help this fight. Very good. Look, every fight you help is a win. Look at this, right? So it's everything where you like kind of try and fight without knowing, right? Okay, maybe during camps we can kind of stop that habit, right? Push waves first, right? Push waves first. There's a wave mid. You gotta push that. Unless the only time you do this is if you say, I cannot stop their engage because XYZ. They have a Zac, they have a Rengar, and your team is dead. Something like that. But you don't do camps normally, right? If you ever watch Korean Challenger replays, they never do that, right? Never do this. Here going bot is good, right? So your map movements are fine. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Nice hit. You guys should win this because Draven landed all his shit, and then you just kill them all. Good. Perfect, right? You already know the outcome before it happens, so that's what we're looking for, is knowing basically you've already guaranteed the fight before it happens. That's what you're trying to do in your head. Is no matter what they do, you win. Is what we're going for here. Hit this tower. We know this is risky, I think, because they can just come from mid, but I think we get away with it. So awkward. Side note is just that be careful when hitting towers as Twitch, because that's not what he was built for, but he can still do it, right? If he's super far ahead or there's no one around him, he can still maybe do it, but usually that's not what you're going for, right? Usually you're trying to just catch people out and stuff like that. So roam and oh, okay, what's going on here? This is good. We are clearing first before we help. This is good, right? What's going on here? Can't really see. That's fine. I think we're just impatient, honestly, right? You come out here, and what's the counterplay?
Yeah,
Cannon ult, cannon auto attack, QW, right? We already know, right? So you just have to, if you can just fix this one thing, this will help you a lot, like a lot, right? Even if you flash. Oh my God! Wait, let's watch this. Okay, maybe you're a genius, dude. Maybe you're a genius. Holy shit! That was a sick bait. That was actually really good, but I don't know if that's what you're intending.
I mean, I don't know if
That was actually really good. But yeah, I think the God damn. Honestly, I think it was luck, because we have seen many of these situations occur, right? Where we just go in and it's like, oh, we didn't figure out if we had won or not. It's like fighting without knowing the outcome of the battle.
I know, yeah, I know something I do a lot is I'll fight and I won't check the summons.
Oh yeah, that's awkward too.
It's a lot.
Right, that's important because you know, say one of their win conditions is bubble, right? And you say I have flash for bubble, then you win. Like we know this is guaranteed. Why?
So just line them up. I can just do it.
Right, because the only counter is bubble, and you can heal and run past it. Right, she can't bubble you in time as well, right? Stuff like that. This is what you want, where there is no chance for them to stop you. That's what we're looking for. Is that 0% chance for them to win, right? 100% chance for you to win, right? I don't know what Kennen is doing, but he's just dying, right? Yeah, interesting. All right, all these fights you hope are really good. That's really awkward. Like I was talking about with top laners, Alawi's like tentacle pull or whatever is her win condition, but it's good that what's it called? She was already dead by the time she pulled you, so it's fine, right? I don't know how many times you played against Alawi, but I've been surprised too many times when she pulls me and ults and then everyone fucking dies. Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
So crazy.
It's interesting.
It's like quadra kills all the time.
Let's see what's going on here. Okay, basically you need to. This is a secondary goal. If you can do the first thing, the priority is what we talked about already, right? We're gonna throw these as secondary objectives. If you already worked on the first thing we talked about, and it's already good, it's already perfect. You never start a fight unless you know you win. You win it, you have like 20 KDA, whatever. You can start working on this stuff, which is always clear waves of minions. Push waves of minions first. And then do something after that, okay? Doing camps can be considered something after pushing. Roaming can be considered after pushing. Warding can be considered after pushing. Taking tower damage, but we are not clearing before we do these camps. Yeah, you gotta push first, dude. Push first, because that lane money is yours, right? So we're missing lane money, right? So if you ever ask yourself, if you ever ask yourself, oh, how do people get 300 farm in 30 minutes? This is exactly what they do, right? Is they push first before they do something, or they wave clear first before they do something. You do it more often than not, but I think we're seeing too many times where we take jungle camps. Yeah, like I think we're about to take a camp. Oh no, actually we're gonna kill this guy. This is good. So we just need to make sure he can't take the red plant. Oh, wait, what face? Oh, he's gone. He actually did take the red plant, which is kind of interesting, because that's his out, right? That's how he would get away. So I don't know what's going on here, but you don't want to stay because you have no ambush. We're gonna try and kill this Alawi. She probably can't get away. Oh, Yee's got her. Yeah. Fine. You're gonna kill all these guys because they have no HP, because there's no counter, right? Zero counter play. This is perfect. I think we missed an auto attack here. Oh, that's awkward. It's fine. The idea was there. Don't worry about any mechanical errors, okay? You need to have the idea there first, right? So this is good. We consider this good, right? If it's a mechanical error, that's easily fixed by just playing the game more, in a way, right? As long as you can plan out these moves, right? That's all we care about right now, is making sure we're doing the right thing first. Okay, what's going on here? How come we didn't take the tower? Oh, you guys want Baron. Okay, that's fine too. Yeah, that's good. Good. Doing Baron. Say, oh, we feel like we have nothing to do. Go top. Come out. Hit people. Good. Take the tower. Push. It's gonna be Kennen. I think you just want to walk away. Maybe you can kill him. You have flash. You can Blade the Ring King him. But we don't take that. Oh, this is really awkward. Oh, I really hope you don't get bubbled here. Okay. He's okay. This is fine. Everything, it looks like as long as you don't die, the game's over, right? You've already won. We're actually in their base somehow. This is kind of awkward. How did this happen? Oh, you just want to get out of here. Oh no. You're actually gonna get away. What the hell? The Great Escape. Wait, he's gonna pull you. Oh, we're good. Right. Right.
I don't know how I got out there, to be honest. but I shouldn't have been in this situation. I shouldn't have ran to the edge of their base. I should have just stayed inside of the lane.
Right. What's the objective here?
The objective is tower. I shouldn't be
Exactly.
base with the, I should be back at the passes.
Well, if you guys actually caught this Tristana, then yeah, okay, that's better than getting the tower, for example, because getting Tristana will get you the tower, right? But then it's like, oh, kind of zoned by cannon, so you want to like stand here or something, I don't know, or you want to get out, right? The objective is get out.
Yeah.
So I think you play this fine. Don't worry about that. It's all fine. Okay, this is good. This is good. The fact that we didn't like try and do anything crazy here is good because there's nothing really to be found, I would say. And then it's like, oh, we want to get this dragon. Oh, Shaco came over. Oh, this is really awkward. He's dying. He's gone.
Yeah, I knew straight away that Shaper was coming over because he was obviously really cool.
Jesus.
So
You just kill them all. Fine, fine, fine. Yeah, like any fight that you didn't start has been won. Okay, from these last two replays, in my opinion, is that every fight that you didn't start has been won,
yeah,
pretty much.
if I did start, I've lost. I've died.
Right. Like all this follow-up is very good, right? Here, I don't think there's any way for them to kill you, right? There's no, they hit you with this ability, you die button, right? So you're good to go. Actually, Alawi's gonna whip your ass. Yep. Okay, this is awkward. This is Alawi's, right? Where she has her ult up and then she hits you, right? So that's kind of her thing. But it's the same thing in League of Legends. You wanna kind of break down every champion. That's kind of what it is, right? You can figure it out, right? You can name any champion, and I'll give you, oh, this is how they win, right? This is their win condition. But yeah, I think that if you can look like these games, even when you're like kind of making poor decisions in terms of fighting, you're doing really well because of everything else you can do, right? Oh wow, holy shit! Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, it's an AP Shaker.
What the hell? That's so troll. So yeah, then you say AP Shaco's win condition is what? He throws a dagger in your face? I don't know.
Yeah, but like, how often do you do that?
You actually got hit by Alawi E. So you got hit by kind of two medium things, which made it into like a big thing. But yeah, honestly, that's what I would focus on if I were you. Is only taking the fights you win 100%, and I think this can apply to laning phase as well, right? For your laning phase, like this is also a secondary goal. Do the cookie cutter strategy of, do I want to trade? Like ask yourself, do I want to trade? Okay, we have sustain / shielding. Yes. Do we want to poke? Okay, let my support poke, right? Etc. Etc. Do we want to all in? You want to all in, right?
Yeah.
Figure like that's the only thing you need to do for laning phase for now, right? And as for everything else out of lane, the only thing you need to work on right now is not starting the fights unless you know you're gonna win, right? Like we saw this mid tower. There's like a Nami and Tristana. You hit them because there's no way they can hit bubble on you, and that's the only way you're gonna lose. Perfect, right? That's all. That's exactly what we're going for every time. It has to be. That has to happen every time at every fight, right?
Don't go if there's secret. Like, I do it a lot of times actually.
Right. If you cannot find it. Right. If you cannot find it, you cannot go. Right. Let me see if I can. Do I have any examples of this? Let me see this. Okay, I do have examples. I don't know if you've seen this, but I made a post on this. But this is how you want to do it, right? It doesn't matter what AD carry you're playing, is the same thing, right? No matter what, do not get hit by that which kills you, right? So, for example, this Jax strike, right? TF stun, right? Exactly. So, no matter what, I can space 1,000 units. 1,000 units is always going to be better than within range, right? Because within range is just auto death, right? So once it's gone, you just go to town. Okay, that's your time to go to town, is when they have nothing, right? So the fight has been won when they couldn't land that shit on me, right? So this Twisted Fate Golden card, right? See, it's the same thing as Twitch. It's literally the same thing as Twitch. So that's what I think you should work on, is doing this, right? Making sure that no matter what, you've accounted for everything that can kill you, and then you can fight. I think you will win pretty much every game from what I saw in those two replays. That was literally the only thing holding you back. Is that thing? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. That's like, if I'm recalling correctly, all the games I've played over the past week, like games I've lost especially, I'm always just engaging without my team, and then my team was then like a 4v5, and they're prone to throw in. And if I just stay back, I don't. Is it wise to stay like in fog of war, like out, so they can't actually see me?
That's always good too, right? If they don't know where you are, that's always, then you don't have to use your Q, right?
Yeah.
Because every time you use your ambush, if you can't find an opportunity, you're kind of screwed, right? Because now you have no ambush for like however long the cooldown is, like long time.
16, 17 seconds.
Right, exactly. That's why we're always like, oh, you only press Q when you know for sure you're gonna find an opportunity, stuff like that. But I think from the way your positioning was fine for the most part. It's just that you came out even when there's nothing to be found. That was the important part. Is that you try to do something when there's nothing
When
there,
there's
nothing to
there.
do.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
just
yeah,
go
exactly.
farm a wave. Or
Exactly,
recall.
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, any other questions?
No, not at all.
All right, cool. I think for you, the way you can work on this is in game. Every time you get the urge to hit something, ask yourself, "Is this smart?"
Yeah.
Right? That's how I want you to stop and think. This is how I did it. Right? I was like, before I come out of stealth, I ask myself, "Have I accounted for everything?" Right? So this may seem counterintuitive because you're like, oh, I'm not going fast enough, right? What if I miss my window of opportunity? It is better to make sure you even have a window of opportunity. Okay, that's the first step, is make sure that it's there, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing if you want to work on map awareness, right? The way I trained was before I even hit someone in a team fight breakout, before I even hit someone, I look at the map and I say, do we see everyone? Right.
Yeah.
So even though I'm missing a few auto attacks or whatever, I'm training myself to make sure I don't get caught by the TP flank or the Rengar or the Kha'Zix that's off the screen, right? So that's what you have to work on is.
And the next time you're in the team fight, you're doing that a second earlier, and then a second earlier, and eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Literally every time you do a team fight, it gets better, right? So that's what you got to work on. If it may seem slow because you're thinking about this stuff and you can't find anything, good. That's how it's supposed to work, right? You're not supposed to be able to. Yeah.
The game.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. So.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man, sounds great. I'll try and focus on that.
Right, good. Let me know how that goes, and definitely make sure that you do this over and over and over again until it becomes a habit, right? When it becomes once we get good at it, we don't stop doing it, right? You just keep it going.
Yeah.
And then once you can have that down, keep that, and then work on the next thing, right? That's kind of how we get better at the game. But yeah, let me know how things go. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Discord. I'm always around, right? You're like, oh, what should I have done here in this team fight? You can always just send that to me, and I'll be able to answer that for you easily. But yeah, definitely let me know how things go. Oh, and do you mind if I upload this on YouTube?
Yeah, man, it's fine. Go for it.
Cool. Thank you. But yeah, good luck in your games then. And I think you need to go to bed, right? Jesus, alright. Yeah, good luck in your games.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have a good one.